Yo, my name is Vince, and this is Raminisce Podcast.
Why you look at me good? Hell no. Hold on. Hey guys, this is Cha, and this is the Raminisce Podcast. Come follow us on the links in our description. If you like us, come support us on the podcast and send us a gift on the Venmo. Now let's get into the next episode.
Go ahead. No. He did it last time. Go ahead.
Why? What's so funny?
Come on. No, it's cool. We just go off of right here, dude. It's fine.
Alright, so what is it?
Just
Oh
say
yeah,
Okay, never mind, dude.
There we go.
Yo, my name is Vince, Reminisce Podcast. Today we got two special guests. You guys might know them from Elluminance Era. They support new artists, up and coming artists. Give it up for Jim and Sun Moon.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Y'all seen them before too. We had a live episode with them before, but this time it's just them. So this time we're gonna dive a little deeper with these two. Just have a little fun, kick it. You already know this is what we do. So I usually start off with like what you guys been up to. Like what y'all did last week ago. What you guys been up to?
Oh, we haven't been doing much. Been busy planning stuff, you know. Got a few events coming up, so you've been super busy getting booked everywhere. So
You guys got the event coming up with Death Rhymes.
yes, and Lily, his
Spring
wife.
Invasion.
Yeah. It's gonna be at Unison, right? It's gonna
Yup.
be who else is on the lineup?
Magic Hang, GY. We got Babyface Mono. We got
St. Lydia.
Tyred, Lee Zhong, Peter Zhong, a bunch of different artists, and they're all going to be there that night, all performing. So come out Saturday, March 29th, 2025. Don't forget, J2 Smooth also.
And Magic Hang.
And it's 18 plus now.
And it's
Yes.
officially 18 plus
It's
now.
18 plus now.
Yeah, we had a lot of requests for 18 plus. So
Oh, really?
we want to make sure we stay inclusive.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
But hey, no underage drinking, okay?
Yeah, we got photographers there. We'll know who's underage.
And lots of sheriffs.
We see that, we're gonna kick y'all out.
Maybe just Justin. I don't know.
No, not me.
If y'all see Justin there, he's not with us.
No, Justin is officially one of our sheriff and bodyguard.
But yeah, so I know you guys been busy. Let me get over here real quick. What you guys been up to? What you been? Because this guy I haven't seen for a minute too.
This guy's been gone.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Just been working a lot. Well, just specifically working on my house, dude. Like I was just telling Jim earlier. Like every time we fix something in the house, there's always something else you see that's broken. So it's like constant work, and I'm starting to realize like, was this a good investment? Like I miss.
He's becoming an adult, bro.
I mean, you know, like a house is always a good investment. I mean, you know,
Oh man.
Eventually it'll pay off. It'll pay off, but you know, like in the meantime, you gotta keep paying for it.
I know, and I'm still fixing it up. That's the whole point, man. It's like, dude, I'm putting so much into the house, and it's like so much little things I'm finding. Like this faucet's leaking, this been leaking. Oh, the foundation's starting to crack, so I gotta seal it up. I'm just like, dude, when am I gonna stop spending
That
money?
sounds
You know,
expensive, bro.
Like Jesus
Never.
Christ, dude.
It's an older house too.
It's
I
a
think.
house, yeah. I'm very scared to look through the wood.
What year is it built?
1950.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no
all.
joke.
I'm worried to look
75.
through the house.
But
and
the
see,
cool thing about like the
old-
1950 houses, they're built a lot better than
They're
the
sturdier.
newer homes.
Yeah,
A lot
for sure,
sturdier.
100%.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm just worried to look at the wood and see like mold and stuff. And be
Is it in
like,
St. Paul?
no, it's in crystal.
Crystal. All right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
far from here.
Yeah. What the hell?
Dude, this.
You know?
So one of the older episodes when it was just me and Casey, it was when I got this place back in 2020. You know, I was telling him like, damn man, I work with like old white people and shit, and all they do is talk about like the grass, the fucking tree, all the stuff they got work as a a homeowner, right? This dude was clowning me and shit. It's
I
like,
was.
grass is grass. Like, now this dude's like going through it now. I was like, dude, I
was
told
like, at
you.
my grass, I'm like, dude, there's like patches and shit in there.
Being your
Like, I want to
shit.
clean it up. Like, I want to
Yeah.
make it look like all green, nice, you know? But
Yeah.
I was like, I get it. I get the grass thing now.
You know how much pork you got to put in to keep them green?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. And I realized I got like 2 different kind of grasses on my place.
You
Yeah.
got crabgrass.
Yeah, one that grows really tall.
Oh.
Yeah. I gotta get rid of that. There's like 2-3 spots like that. Like it'll grow taller than the other ones. The other ones will stay low.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how tall it grows.
No. I'm just saying like just an example, bro. Dang.
I know, just I know, just in your lip.
Just an example, bro. But yeah, I don't know. It's starting to become a thing to me, and I'm just like, dude, so much work, man.
I feel you.
So much work.
I used to just pay somebody to cut my grass.
Yeah, see, I can't do that. I'm poor.
Just get like a neighborhood kid. Just come and cut the grass. and
Dude,
shit.
I was trying to, but then I would look like a creep. Hey, kid, come here. You know, like,
hey,
Next
kid,
thing you know, Casey's gonna get registered as a sex offender now.
you don't want money? I got candy.
so it didn't snow much this year, but one kid did come and knock on my door. Hey, you mind if we shovel your thing? And I was like, do I got a snowblower now, man? I don't need I think about
You
it. I'm
trying to
like,
pay that
You should have
kid?
Yeah.
helped that kid out.
I know you should have.
I know. Now I feel bad about it. And I was like, dude, I could have asked him, hey, if you want to cut my grass this summer, come back. But I didn't think. I thought of that afterwards.
Well, he ain't never coming back again. to this
Yeah,
neighbor's
you
house.
denied him.
Because I spent like $300 on a snowblower or something. I want to use it. It didn't snow much this year. I want to use it.
Let the kid
Yeah.
use it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'll help him a lot.
Yeah, you could have been like, hey, let me give you a deal. I'll let you use my snow blower, but half off.
Yeah. I
There you
could've
go.
did that.
See, hell yeah. That
I'm
would be a
just
good
kidding.
ass
This is
deal.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I should have thought of that.
He would be like, damn, that's a good ass deal. I'll be done with this quick. Then next Jason, like go snow shovel.
I don't know. In my opinion, I think owning an apartment's better a little bit. You know, if you get a good apartment, because you don't have to worry about the street. You know,
HOA.
Yeah, worry about that. You don't have to worry about your lawn. Shit breaks. It's not on you. It's on the maintenance team. They get it done.
The thing about that though is that it's not your place, so they kick you out whenever.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
Well, I mean, like
Depends on
technically
your
there
lease
are
contract.
laws on that, but
Well, yeah.
with that, you know, they can always raise up the rent. You know?
yeah,
So
true that too.
the more you break,
Yeah,
the more the rent's gonna be higher.
I know.
Yeah. What you been up to though, bro? And you better give me a good explanation, dude, because I'm so tired of these short ass answers, dude.
Nothing. No. We've been dude, it's loud.
Go ahead.
We've been the only thing that's recent was the past event. I forgot what it's called, but it was for BBD.
Spring Festival.
Oh yeah, it was pretty fun. That shit was packed, dude.
Yeah, y'all was there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was shoulder to shoulder.
yeah. I couldn't even take pictures. There were so many photographers and so many people. Dude, I just quit for a moment.
No, you just weren't trying hard enough.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
There was because I didn't find out that I was supposed to be on stage until after where Vince told me.
So
Yeah.
you never went on stage?
I went for a little bit,
You went for a little bit.
but then I was like, dude, there's so many people up here. I feel like it's gonna break, so I just went back down.
That's true. That stage is scary sometimes. They have a lot of people on there.
Yeah.
It was super packed in the back, though.
Yeah,
Oh, even the VIP side.
Yeah, with artists.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
It was fun because they had a lot of good artists up there. I mean, yeah, it was packed. The line wrapped around to the other side of the parking lot.
It was like J4.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, I think like all of those artists were like headliners, dude.
Dude,
They
all
were
of them.
they were headliner status.
Oh yeah, and don't forget Lou Yao was there too.
Lou Yao was a secret guest there, which
Yup.
was real cool.
He's awesome.
So yeah, it was a good event. Yeah, no, I went there. I did photos and videography. I learned it was my first time doing videography. On top of that, it was my first time using a gimbal, so it was like very different. I didn't really have practice, but I just tried my best, and I think the videos I got they're okay to mash together in a clip.
The
But,
videos were like this.
It's true. It's true. It is like that. I'm not gonna lie. We were just watching it earlier. I'm not gonna lie. It was like that. But no, it was cool because like all the artists that came up, dude, it was a lot of people was singing on point too. Everybody know all the lyrics, chanting.
I was in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, like how girls always be like lining up to go to the bathroom, right? So I was like in the far end, and I was like waiting, and I can just hear the music going, and I'm like singing, and I heard Hope, she was singing and performing. I was like, I know that song. And I was in the bathroom, right, just dancing.
Just singing.
Yeah, people were just looking at me. I'm like, mind your business, girl.
That line must be long as hell too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
For Hope, I have her song as my alarm.
She's awesome.
Yeah, the only reason why my wife knows about her is because it's my alarm.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Yeah, she was like, "Who's this?" And I was like,
I
"That's
gotta
my
smack
alarm."
that girl.
That's my alarm.
Her songs, yeah, I was true. It's my first time hearing her, but it's good.
Yeah, no, she's good.
Yeah.
No, I was very jealous because I know there's been a few times for our events that I really want to bring her out here to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I kept telling Jim that, but anywho. So, like, we never been able to get her out here. And then when I heard that BBD was bringing her out here, I was like, dang, they took my opportunity.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's always next year, Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
keep
another
coming
year.
out with more
That's another year.
contents. I'll bring you out, girl.
Come out. I know that she's from Alaska, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's not a lot more people out in Alaska too. Yo.
I know.
I don't know about that.
That's a
She
good number.
lives in Alaska.
Who?
She.
She.
You know, y'all know what she I'm talking about.
This guy.
This guy.
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh shit. But yeah.
You don't know.
Acho pomoha.
She, Nung, right?
I don't know. His name is Shi though.
He won't know.
Yeah, acho.
Never mind. Okay, no, let's not get there. Okay, he's kind of no. I don't want any beef with him. Okay.
It's all right. We're cool.
It's all good. But yeah. So, like the last episode, we had Anna and Julie on too.
Mm-hmm.
But since now it's just like you two, we could kind of like focus on you guys a little more. So like we could talk, I kind of want to like get to know you guys more than how everyone know you guys as already. So I was kind of just thinking about like, y'all always grew up in Minnesota. How was like your upbringing? Like,
Your childhood.
Yeah, so I
Childhood
guess
and
I
everything,
can
yeah.
go first. I was born and raised in Minnesota, and I think I'm gonna stay in Minnesota throughout my whole life. I love Minnesota.
So I was born in California, Modesto. Growing up, I was a bad kid. So I met her. She's a good kid. And then we kind of got together.
Yeah, he's kind of lying. I wasn't. He likes me because I was a bad kid.
okay. Modesto, that's the first time I'm hearing it though. I never.
Yeah. Modesto's small. It's a small community, but like pretty much grew up, in Sacramento, Fresno area. Was in LA for a little bit, and then here, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Graduated high school here.
Also told có bọn nữ cái bao hạt tiền nhà các tụ công ty cái nào vậy?
Có bỏ nên cái có
Cụ chỉ bao nhiêu đâu nữa rồi?
Có bỏ ít tuổi công ty cái cả hàng.
Okay. When'd you move to Minnesota?
Dude, I can't remember, bro.
Was it like juniors, elementary, or something like that?
I think it was like in 97. I'm old. So yeah.
Yeah, he's old.
Okay. To me, I want to say that's like elementary years.
Yeah,
I would
in his
assume.
elementary
I think so,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also
yeah.
elementary.
Okay. So, but pretty much you grew up here then.
Kind of.
Yeah. You go. Okay. Okay. What about you, son?
I was born here, raised here. I grew up in a very shamanic family, traditional family. My dad was a shaman before he passed. We're currently shamans right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, that's,
Oh wait, I got one. How was it like during when you guys were younger? Like the environment.
it's a little bit different, you know. Like I see,
compared to like right now.
because
Right now it's different.
right now I work in a school, so the teenagers now versus the teenagers back then. While I was a teenager, we were a little bit different. There's less bullying now versus
Well, I guess it depends. I mean, I'm sure bowling still exists,
yeah.
but maybe the bowling is a little bit different than what it used to be.
Yeah, it's a lot more like cyber bullying than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, are you like, just clarifying, are you like referring to us as in like when we grew
Yeah,
up?
just in general,
In
like
general?
like during your time.
Okay. I don't know. Like, I have a 16-year-old.
The clothing, the
Yeah.
style,
You know,
things like that.
Dude, we used to wear baggy ass clothing. Like nowadays, it's all
Kids
like
are a little preppy
yeah.
and K-pop-ish,
K-pop-ish.
which is pretty cool, you know. I feel like kids nowadays are a little bit more introverted. You know, it depends, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
More
do see that.
antisocial almost.
Even with my kids, like my oldest, he's a gamer big time, but you know, I think he enjoys being by himself more, unless like, you know, his close friends are cousin, he'll want to kick it,
Yeah.
you know. But he's not like, maybe it's just that he got his phone. He ain't trying to do nothing else.
The
Like
technology age.
Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these kids now they prefer like online communication versus
Right.
like how like we were back in the day. Like we like to go out and do things outside because we didn't really have that, you know. So nowadays it's more like everybody just communicate through their phones, or because everybody got a phone now. Most teenagers, they all got phones now.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have that unless you had that dial up.
Yeah. Like do, right? Yeah, and then you have to put it through the fax machine, right?
Yeah. My first phone was like back in, I think, middle school, but I had no use for it. I did have, you know, a phone back in middle school. It was one of those flip phones, but I had no one to call or text. You get what I'm saying? Until I got out of high school. But even then, like, even during high school, I mean, I don't think I really used my phone much besides texting. But other than that, yeah, you know, I'll just go kick it with my friends or something, you know, calling up, see if they're at their house, and then I'll just come over with my bike or something, and then we'll just go do something, you know. I don't know how teenagers are now because I don't have a teenager, but just seeing how, like, my younger cousins are, like, they communicate with each other through social media, you know what I'm saying? But then I feel like also us, like, as parents, I see them doing more activities, like, back then when we did. Because I had no activities like that, dude. After school, and then, like, because I used to b-boy and stuff, but then, like, I see, like, other parents, they actually put them in sports and shit. Compared to, like, us, my parents didn't put me in sports like that. They tried, like, a few times, but, you know, that was about it. You know?
You know, like, well, the thing about it is that, like, you know, nowadays, like, our parents, their worth, like, their job was different from ours too. You know,
True.
I think like being like the first generation of actually like Hmong American, it's a lot different because you know we're more educated. We know English. You know, we don't have to do like all the dirty jobs that our parents had to do. So it's a little bit different, and we're more understanding towards our kids. You know, most of the time when we're communicating, it's all through English versus like Hmong, you know?
Right.
And like most of these Hmong kids don't even know Hmong anymore.
My kids don't know Hmong, so yeah.
My kids don't know much too. I say they don't even say any no more. They used to say a little bit more when my auntie who used to watch them, then they'll learn from that. But now that she don't babysit them no more, like, yeah, they don't know English. They understand what I'm saying half the time, but they can never repeat it.
Yeah.
I don't blame them though, because like, you know, I speak a lot of English too. That's it. And I don't, growing up, you know, honest truth, my parents, they speak fluent English. Like my dad, he's 52, somewhere there.
Yeah, he's still pretty young.
So he kind of grew up in the States, to be honest. He went to elementary school and middle school and grew up that way. Same with my mom too. So, but you guys, I'm assuming your parents are a lot older too, huh?
Yeah, no, my dad, he knows English, but like he doesn't like know English, you know,
Right.
like so like he knows a few English like words here and there, and like, but yeah, definitely it's harder for them to communicate with like people through English.
Yeah.
Vince, I feel like you were like half and half for like first gen, second gen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like in the border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom, she's like what 76 this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my dad used a lot. He passed away like 2020, but he was like what 77.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're a lot older and didn't really have any formal education. So I think like. For me, I also grew up like speaking a lot with them, so I speak predominantly Hmong,
Right.
But like versus him, he speaks a lot more English to my
Right.
kids, and I'm always like bitching at him like, "Hey, Hmong," because like I grew up speaking to them in Hmong, and like also I was also interpreter for like 13 plus years. So
Okay.
to me, it's like I want the kids to learn Hmong. So I think that somehow kind of helped with the kids to like understand some Hmong,
Right.
even though they can't really speak as much,
Yeah.
and so. I just hope that with like now with all these like new upcoming artists, like the youth artists,
Right.
like hopefully they can start like Hai Lu Mong and Hung Go Mong na,
Right.
so that we can continue this tradition, so that make it a trend, make it trendy
Yeah.
for the future generations to want to learn Hmong.
Do I swear to God, if I was like, if my parents didn't know English, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I'm be those naughty kids like. School calls, like, yeah, I don't know. They're talking about fucking green cards and shit, some shit like that. Just fucking. Because I wasn't out of game, I'm not gonna lie. I would probably say some dumb shit just to, like, fuck around. But the other thing I was gonna tell you guys that, like, the other day, the good thing, like, what you mentioned about how, like, I'm in the middle between, like, first and second generation.
Mm-hmm.
So the other day, about a week or two ago, I went to go pick up the gimbal, from my older cousin Ray. Shout out cousin Ray. I went over there, and he's, like, my dad's age, and I don't talk to him much, but since I got into photography, he noticed that I've been into photography. And me and Justin, we were talking about, like, me want to get into, like, get in gimbal and try videography out and stuff, right? And the next day, he messaged me about gimbal, right? He was like, dude, I know you into photography and stuff. I was wondering if you want to get a gimbal, because I was just going to, like, sell it on eBay and shit, right? I was like, oh, yeah, I'll pick it up, So I went over his house and grabbed it, right? And we're talking and stuff. Don Jose was like, man, come on. I was like, well, that's my mom's side too, you know what I mean? And when I hear stuff like that, oh man, I feel proud, bro.
Yeah, you should.
Like,
You should.
I'm good with my mom.
It's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah. But
your grandpa did live with y'all. Your
That
grandpa,
too.
your grandma.
yeah, that too. And then the reverse side, just to know the reverse side of that, when we used to work together. You want to tell that story? Because I think they heard it before.
I think, when we worked together at that one place, there was a old monk guy came and asked Vincent for something, and Vincent didn't understand. And then the old monk guy was like, "Ooh, tu no chipo monger."
And he used that shit on me all the time. But no, I get it with like our generation, the new generation. Why it's tough, but it kind of is what it is. You're part of your environment. That's it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about so you guys are pretty much in the music industry, right?
Yep.
So let's talk about that. How'd y'all get started in that?
Well, I've always been into music since my high school days. We just started like a rap group, but everybody went their own separate ways because back in the day, studio time was very expensive, and with high school kids, we couldn't afford that. So we never pursued it. But growing up, went through, had family, had career, had everything. Now back to music, right? Because I always loved music, and a big shout out to my brother-in-law Magic Hank, because he put me on. So he showed me that there's a new way of getting all these new equipment, because everything's all digital now. So that's how I got into it, and then been doing it music for the last 2 years.
Oh yeah, it can't be just only the last 2 years, right? You've been working on it.
Yeah, I mean, I had songs like from like back in the day, but like it's different now. The style's a little bit different now. Like you're kind of mixing it with like the new stuff and old stuff together.
Were you
like staying relevant?
Oh,
But, like-
I mean, like not really, because like it was a lot harder because you don't have the equipment, so you can't really record.
Yeah, because back then it was all like you gotta buy a mixer, you gotta buy the audio boards, everything was just and what it was like on a record or something, right?
Yeah, like 8-track,
Yeah.
like you mix 8-track to 1 track, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it was I say it wasn't expensive from the view now, the era we're living now, but it was the fact that we didn't have money.
Well, I mean, like the equipment was a lot more expensive.
It's different. It's cheaper now.
No, like you're looking at studio, you're probably looking at minimum of $10,000.
Oh, you're talking about like actual studio.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, damn.
I thought you were talking about like buying your own stuff.
Yeah, even buying your own stuff, like a board, like a good board, you're probably looking at like what, $2,000-$3,000.
Yeah, like back then.
Because that's where you're really getting to professional level. Where now everybody kind of dabble in it, so they make it cheaper and like so
more
everyone
affordable.
Yeah, more affordable.
Yeah, and then you might even find some free stuff online on Google if you search it up.
Yeah, there's a bunch of free apps now. Like you can. There's BandLab now. If you have an Apple GarageBand, so everybody could do music. The quality is gonna be different depending on what you want to do, but
you can record on that.
GarageBand?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I didn't know that.
Right when the Apple came out with that GarageBand, dude. Look, I remember back then, like middle school, I had cousins and friends that used to write out all their lyrics and shit, and they were like, "Yeah, dude, I've been working on this." Look, to me, like my cuz was one of them, yo. So I'm like, all right, cool, but he never like actually like try to make a song out of it. So to me, it's a little funny, but I understand they're trying to work on it. Were you one of those like wrote it out and like this sounds pretty good?
No, I had like notebooks full.
Yeah.
So like, but it's all like it's all in the head. Like it's all gone now. Like I never kept it. So like it just kind of disappeared. One of my boys from high school, he did get signed to Atlantic Records.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I should have went with him, but I didn't because I was still a kid. But it is what it is. The world is different.
What's your like what's your biggest inspiration? Your guys' biggest inspiration into getting into the music world?
Well, I mean, for me, I remember growing up, like, I did, like, listen to music. Like, I was a big fob, so I listened to a lot of Lou Ya. Shout out to Lou Ya. Yeah. I met him the other day. He's awesome. I knew most of all his songs, like, especially the classic one. And I would say, like, Balto and, like, Jami and Chine Chao He and, Do To. And, yeah, so I go way back. I remember I just kind of, like, used to just listen with my brother. He's my oldest brother, and he loves like Hmong, classic old songs. So I kind of grew up just learning that, and that's where I learned a lot of my Hmong too. Is from those songs. So I would kind of perform in talent shows, but I was more like kind of into theater versus like singing. I know I'm not like one of the best singers, so to me it's kind of always been like, okay, I love acting, to me, like kind of acting, kind of bringing like a role to life.
Oh yeah.
So I actually went when I was like 14. I actually went to like an acting school, John Robert Powers,
oh, really?
for a while. Yeah, but then back then like acting wasn't a thing for especially like elders, Hmong OGs, right? They didn't think that you can make a career out of acting, you know.
Okay.
So.
Okay. What about you, Jim?
I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, closest I ever got when my boy got signed. But, at the end of the day, I mean, like, it's, you go through life thinking about, how it could have changed. And I wouldn't trade what I know now for that life.
For sure.
So.
What about like you had like a favorite rapper, a favorite artist back in the day?
My favorite rapper, I idolize Tupac. I'm a West Coast guy, so
right.
Tupac is definitely an idol for me.
Okay. Oh, Biggie is Tupac for sure, huh?
Yeah, I am Tupac.
No, that's what's up. Y'all got anything?
Yeah. Do you still sing and like rap, like even today?
Yeah, no, I mean like we got a few songs, you know. I got a few unreleased that's gonna be coming out soon. I got one. It's gonna be called Tsiyalu. That one's gonna be about, you know, a father to his kids. So that one's gonna come out Father's Day this year.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Cool. All right. What about like singing? Like just like singing, you know? I was wondering. Yeah, what? You can't sing, dude? All right. I figure since you can rap, you can sing too, you know?
I can't sing. Like, I can karaoke.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. Dude, when I first karaoke, I didn't know I was tone deaf, man.
Oh yeah, you suck, bro.
I suck.
You suck,
For real, man. Look, cause you guys already have a blooper of that out, man. Jeez, I was singing for fun. I thought he was gonna cut it.
Damn, no, bro.
Dude, it's
You
terrible.
know me.
Man, he did you dirty.
Yeah,
You know
terrible.
me,
So I'm
bro.
very careful now on his ass. Yeah.
Why did you report it?
To who? HR? Justin.
Report the video so it's not up anymore.
No, but then speaking about that, like I noticed like your songs, it kind of reflects like parenthood.
Yeah, so like for my songs, like I usually write songs like except for my club bangers. My songs are more my songs is more like personal. Like I write about like my life or like stories about me, you know. So most of the lyrics that I write it is about me, or it is about something I went through.
Yeah. So that's and I think those are the best too. Just talk about that. This one time I asked you, and I've always been curious. I asked you already, but then just in case like nobody ever asked this, when it comes to making a song, bro, is it the lyrics first or the music?
It's always the beat first.
The beat, yeah. I mean the beat. Cause why is that? Cause
Headspace.
You know, it's a lot harder to create lyrics before like the beat, and because
I just thought of
you
it
got to
right now.
match it. Yeah. And it's like if you can't feel the beat, then you can't feel the
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
lyrics, you
it's
know?
the headspace,
That's
the
exactly
mind.
what I just thought about right now.
Yeah, the headspace where you gotta get into that mode. Like, okay, I'm feeling this. I can relate this to how I feel, and you put it down to words.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Sun Moon's the same way too.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I actually prefer writing lyrics first. Like, I don't know. I do. Like, I just be writing lyrics, and then I be telling him, like, hey, go find me a producer. Like, I wanted them to follow my song, like, the way how I sing it. I wished, you know, I'm always trying to get, you know, in touch with a lot of more Hmong, like, producers.
Yeah.
For, you know, beat producers. Just because I'm like, you know, a lot of these, like, beats are just, I don't know. I feel like it's just very common, you know, and you just hear it all over again, and it's just really gets really repetitive, you know. And to me, like, that's one thing, like, I'm trying right now. That's why, like, you know, even with school, I'm busy, but I'm still in the process of writing my new song. Just because, like, I'm like, okay, my lyrics mean a lot. Like, you know, to me, it's like, I don't know, it's like my identity, you know? And so, like,
You
want
the music to like,
Yeah.
feel what you're trying to say.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a whole different approach.
So it's almost like you write out your thoughts, and now you
Right.
just gotta find a beat to match. with it.
Right.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
You know, Flowgasm used to make beats, right?
Yeah.
I
But I don't know if he still
I
does
don't know about now,
anymore.
but
yeah.
he used to make like really good beats.
no,
Yes.
he's making two for me right now.
Oh, what? Wait, how come I've never heard about this?
Shout out Flowgasm.
It's just business.
Jim's on top of it. That's what it is.
It's just business.
ก็ช่วยสักเคยย้อยพี่ producer ให้เราก็เคม
It's just business.
I know also he be like, hey hun, I'm working on this new song. I'm like, bro, how many unfinished songs do you have?
I have a lot of unfinished
Yeah, he
songs.
does. I'm
That's
like, are you
good,
finished
man.
it?
You know, you're keeping it up. Yeah.
I have like probably like a good 10 in the vault right now.
Yeah, nice.
He's one of those like keep it like, no, I'm not ready for this one yet.
That's what happens
Yeah.
though in music industries though. They hold on to music until like yeah, we can't do this now, you know. You gotta pick the
Yeah,
right time,
he be doing that. Like, he has this one club banger that I really like, and I keep telling him, like, can you release it? Just release it, because he's been holding on to it for almost a year now. It's She's a Goddess.
Aye.
that
You
Yeah.
can't be throwing him out like that. You can't be
one?
throwing him out like that.
Oh shit.
I'm just, but like, hey, you don't know what the song?
Hey, it's good.
It's a good song. It's a good song.
It's a banger, you know.
It's
Were
a
you
banger.
there?
No, I
When
wasn't.
he performed?
No, I was. Oh, yeah, I was.
Oh.
Yeah, I was. I think it was.
I
We
think
can't
that
talk
was-
about that one.
It was a live,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
We can't talk about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I heard about this one. I think you mentioned it before, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. That just we gotta keep it in the
It's not
vault for
released
now.
yet.
Unreleased.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a
y'all-
lot.
y'all
But
can't
look
hear
out for it.
Yeah.
For sure. Like I said, I understand. Like, you just got to keep it at, like, all right, maybe not yet, you know. Maybe, like, in the summertime or
Yeah.
maybe next year, you know, summertime. Because you want to, where everybody's out. Everybody's like, what's the new hot thing?
Yeah.
Bam.
Yep.
Everybody's going to love it.
Now I want to like transition to like music video. Like when you guys get your songs out, you guys must have like an idea how you guys want to get it shot, right?
Oh yeah.
So how's that process like?
You know, like. Go ahead.
I don't know. We argue about it because I don't know. Like to me, I'm like very particular
Yeah.
about the way how I want my music videos done.
Yeah, I get it. I get
Yeah,
something
like
that. Nice.
yeah, because you know I come from like a background of like theatrical, you know, performances.
Right.
You know, like so to me it's like okay, I want it done a certain way, but for him he's kind of more like he does it in a casual way, you know, that kind of flows with him, and sometimes like that kind of like we kind of clash in a bit for a bit, and then like you know, but yeah, I think to me it's kind of like the storyline. Like I'm very you know particular about my storyline. Like it's gotta have a certain storyline that kind of is very metaphorical. So I don't know. You heard like some of our songs, like to
Right.
me, even lyrics and even like the music videos. Like to me, I feel like it has to match like a metaphoric, you know,
Yeah.
like
It gotta make
storyline.
sense. I get it.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you're singing like a lot of songs like that where it has to be a story. If there's the music video matches
Right.
the lyrics, and it's got to be
Like symbolism.
yeah.
And, yep.
And then a lot of music, a lot of different music now, they do too much metaphor stuff where it's like different parts of different things. You're just like, I don't get what they're trying to do with the music video, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But-
Exactly. Yep. Ours is kind of like that. In a sense.
No, but like we, for me, like lyrically, I like telling a story. You know, I don't like to like jump from place to place. Like so, like, it's more of like, you know, when you want that story to be told the right way, and then there's then like with music video, you got to find the right videographer, you got to find the right actor, actresses.
That sees your vision and
yeah,
everything
so,
too.
like,
Yeah.
It's sometimes it takes forever just to like get one done.
Sound
It's
like
not-
a director, man.
You should
Sound like a
ask
director, man.
Justin because he was in
Yeah.
one of our
Yeah.
music videos.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the guy I
He
know.
was our
He drives a
actor.
Bugatti.
I have a Bugatti?
Dope.
No, dude, that day was hot. I was just irritated because I don't like sweating. I don't like sweating.
He did sweat a lot that day.
He went through the humidity.
Dude, that day was
He looked
hot.
good in that music video, though, man.
He
You couldn't
did.
even tell. You couldn't
Yep.
tell. He
Yep.
looked like he was cool.
He looked like a PA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked.
You can see all the sweat in my head.
No, it looked like a nice day. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah. Go watch the music video.
Yeah.
No sweat. No sweat.
It did look like a nice day, but it was hot, bro. It was like no wind or nothing, but it was a good day because it was like nice and bright. And I think
Oh, y'all wearing Monk clothes too? My God.
dude had like a
Monk clothes, was it Thai or Lao?
Yeah,
One
Thai.
of those.
It was Thai clothes. Mhm.
And then whatchamacallit? I think I had to retake like
a lot,
a lot, dude.
a
It's
lot.
tough being an actor.
Because you a goofy ass dude.
Yeah, I can't take things serious.
Dude mess around too much.
Luckily, Cian was there, so Cian was directing me.
Shout out
You know,
Cian,
yeah,
too.
Shout out Cian. Cian takes some good.
that dude's good.
Video,
Yeah, the videos are
and
good.
He's really good at directing.
You
Yeah.
guys got bloopers of those? I feel like you'll look at your wife go.
I'm sure Cian
Yeah,
got him.
yeah,
And Cian, if you
Cian.
still got him, bro, show it.
Get some bloopers out.
See some
No.
bloopers, man.
Get some
I want to
bloopers
see
out.
this guy.
No.
stupid.
Send it to me. I put it on my podcast. It's all good.
Yes.
You'll see him and Micey like mess with each other, and they're like laughing, and then like it actually looks really like nice in the
Yeah,
music
right.
video.
Yeah.
But then like in real life, you're like, what the hell? Like they
Yeah.
were laughing like little kids.
Yeah.
Because when we bother each other, that's us. We don't take things serious.
It's like a playful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they were really lovey
Yeah.
towards each other.
That's what I
That was
thought
a
so.
really dope music video. So
It
We're
was.
just giving him a hard time. So.
Yeah, no, cause like the whole time I'm taking photo, like these two goofing around, and it looked lovey-dovey, like it was cute. You know, I was like, damn, this dude, they seem like they having hella fun. And it was hot shit. You know, like this dude running around. I remember this one scene, like fucking seeing there when we were at the grass side over there, and then they're trying to chase each other. Joseph was like, "Are you ready?" They would kick I don't know, y'all remember seeing that shit. And this was like chase cute. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker rushed in like, you gonna kiss me? You know what I
He
mean?
was about to attack her.
Yeah. Like playing football and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because he was like, you gotta run towards me. And I was like, alright.
This dude's like juking, seeing everything, dude. It was funny as hell, dude. But yeah, like even something like that. Because you guys got a few, I've seen, you know, quite a bit of your music videos too, and the storyline stuff. You know, it's always nice. Me personally, I like the storyline stuff. If like there's storyline, I mean, I get it. If it's just to like, it's one of those bangers, high song. But I like to kind of like see where the story's going, you know. And I don't know where I was going with this.
You just like it.
I just like it.
You just like it.
It definitely catches the eye when you put a story in there. You know, I played a music video for some of my friends that listen. We play it every now and then when we drink. You know, where we're just playing random music. Oh, this is my buddy. And like, you know this guy? I'm like, yeah, he's a jackass. You know, he's not really like that in real life. Not at all, man.
I hate how you always bring up that video.
You portray because you portray a really nice guy in that
Hey,
video.
thank you for the
Yeah,
views.
you portray a really nice guy, like, damn, that dude like really in love. You know, he's happy. Now I think about you. You're like jackass. I'm like, he ain't like that. He ain't like that.
On the podcast here is different.
Yeah.
The podcast is
He is
different.
nothing like that.
Now, here's another thing I was gonna ask you guys too. Like, you know, in the Moan community, we got like a lot of artists, and there's more coming up too. You know, is there some artists that you guys want to work with?
Yeah, you know, like I'm always collaborating.
Yeah.
But like most of my collabs are with like up and coming artists, because like I feel that like, you know, I should grow with these up and coming artists versus like, you know, going up towards like, you know, the bigger artists and having them like, you know, pull me up, you know, because at the end of the day, like it's cool to have like, you know, ZPX, who has an amazing vocal, Channing has amazing vocal, you know, but you know, I would like,
Feel free to hold it too, bro.
I like to, you know, just do my thing. I collab a lot with, like I said, up and coming artists. I think Magic had me on one of his songs. That was my opening song that I got hopped on with him, and then after that, we just pretty much been doing like our own thing.
Yeah, like coaching the new generations and bringing them up. I like that. That's good. That's a good thing.
That's what they're about.
Yeah,
That's great, man.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Especially like, you know, how we were just talking about, like, you know, I don't know about everybody, but just my understanding about like our community, like the OGs, and I'm talking about old OGs, like they're a lot. There are elders, kids, you know, like, you know, I see it as in like, why are we doing this stuff? There's no benefit, but there's some that are real supportive, and for us who's gone through it, it's kind of like, dude, man, this is what we do. We should help out the younger generation and pull them up and make them feel like, you know, this is what they're about, right?
Yeah, no, me like it's when I'm in like my studio and I'm recording, or like I'm recording somebody, you know, the stress kind of goes away. You know, it's like you're just stuck in there, and like by the time you know, it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, I've been here for like 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
That shows your passion for your work, dude. I like that. Yeah.
you know, and that's what's so cool about it. You know, it's like sometimes when you're doing like music, it's like I said, like, music is my passion. So like that's why I do it. You know.
Just to ask, like, you ever met someone, like, not to drag on anybody, you ever met somebody where you're like, you had to tell them, like, man, dude, I don't think you're that good at singing at this, or like you're not, performing as well.
I don't think he won't put that out.
No,
like
I'm
that.
just saying, like, no, don't mention anyone. I'm just saying, like, have you ever had to like?
I don't think he about that.
Have that difficult conversation with somebody.
No,
Because, like, what if I want to sing? And I know I'm fucking terrible.
yeah, you trash.
Hey,
I
Yeah,
expect
like-
that from
Oh,
you.
yeah.
I will back him up.
Yeah.
Jim ain't gonna say. I'll say
the
it.
cool thing around now is like anybody can sing, like
okay.
because we got auto-tune now, man.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
so
that's
like
true.
It helps.
it just slap auto-tune on.
Well, I
and-
did learn the hard way that, like, for some artists I witnessed, even autotune cannot really correct or like fix their voice as much. But then again, like I always say, everyone's good at something. So I'm sure like you can sing and still produce great songs. You don't have to be like Kelly Clarkson or
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, for a
you
second
know?
there, I was like, "There's hope."
No, there's always hope,
There's
bro.
always hope. You could be
Someone just shot me
T-Pain,
down.
like you could be auto-tune T-Pain.
No,
It's
no,
all right, it's
stick
all right.
stick to learning grass,
Yeah,
bro.
I got it. Yeah.
I'm gonna humble you, dude. Don't worry. I'm gonna humble you.
No, but I mean, all
Now you
jokes
got another
aside,
reason for
I
this
truly
song.
do believe like everybody got like some artistic, singing ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you, bro. Just come over.
I'm terrible, bro. I need a singing coach.
Hey, I'm gonna be there too. Let me
But
know.
I mean, like, what is it? Like, I think even like professional artists, they do say like, I was watching like a show, I forgot who it was, but someone was saying like, it was like a professional singing coach, and she did say like everyone can learn how to sing. Like it's just about like your vocal cords. Like you just gotta practice, and you just gotta like learn like all those like strategic, like ways of like I don't know breathing and like taking a deep breath and when you're saying or something like that. So I'm not expert at that, but like I heard that anybody can learn
I
to
heard
sing.
that too.
Yeah.
There's this one coach. I think she was on Instagram or maybe TikTok, but no, she takes those classes too. It's like you just gotta work on. I mean, I'm not an artist or singer or anything like that too, but how she explains it is like, dude, once you just do it like this way, then you could hit this pitch or something.
Right, like the way you would maybe pronounce the
Right.
word when you're singing,
Right.
or like the way like your mouth is shaped
Yeah.
when you're saying, or like even like practicing the vocal cords because it's like a muscle,
Yeah.
So
That's why I'm not singing.
Bro,
Gotta work on that throat game.
yeah,
wow.
No, dude. Look, there's this one
I'm
time
talking about me. Like,
you go for it, then, bro. you do that then, but yeah.
That sounded a little rated R.
it's a joke.
well, like from what I learned, like from what I see, like a lot of people that karaoke, I see that they try to match their voice with the singer
Oh,
of the
yeah.
song. Yeah. But actually I think that it's like your original voice, but you gotta make your original voice sound good.
Yeah, I think that is one thing. Is like anybody anybody can karaoke, but like when actually coming out with your own songs, that's one thing that's very like a challenging thing. It's like being original, right? Being original, or like actually if you're going to do cover, like that's one thing I also like about covers is like when people who does do covers, but they make it like their own,
Yeah, like a
style.
rendition.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, rendition. Yeah, like they sing it this way, but to me it means it like this. You know?
That's a new word I learned. Look, there's another time. There was this one time too. I asked Jim, like, dude, like, I'm not a singer, but like, how do you kind of like sing or something? I don't remember the question, but
Yeah, Jim can sing.
I don't know about that.
He can sing like OG, like this OG voice.
yeah.
Yeah.
The main thing I asked was like, he was telling me the main thing he told me is like, you gotta sing for your like diaphragm.
Yeah.
I still don't know. I still don't know what that is. Like, I was like, the stomach right here, the muscle
In
part
between,
right
yep.
The top.
In between your stomach and
here?
your
So
lungs.
could you
So they breathe from there. You gotta
breathe from there?
That's why they do breathing exercise.
Yeah, okay, that's something I gotta work on. See, I was like coming from my throat, like what Casey was talking about. So,
That's for pitches.
you get what I'm
That's
saying?
for pitches. I can't.
So
Yeah.
it's completely different.
Yeah, you really gotta like exercise your vocal cords, and you gotta really like breathe. So I guess there's like techniques where you could do, but like I said, I'm not gonna get into all that because I'm cool. I'm a rapper.
He good. He don't need to do all that. He doesn't need to do all that.
You want to hear him sing you gotta come karaoke, and then he will sing to you like those old like Hmong classics.
Yeah.
I will not.
Come on, man. Maybe
Give
on
it-
our private time. Private time, maybe.
I'm just kidding.
There
Yeah,
you
no,
go.
we could
Yeah.
definitely karaoke. Like,
Oh, he made he covered Tennessee whiskey. Was it Tennessee whiskey? Oh yeah, that night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know about that one, but
I liked it. I'm sure Vince liked it too.
It was good. It was good. It was good. But you know, he's a rapper. Okay. Let's keep it.
Let's keep it like
no,
that.
it's all good. Like you know, like the thing about it is like when you sing through like a karaoke mic and when you sing through studio mic, it's totally different.
It is.
I could kind of tell too. Like,
Is it just the quality of the mic? Is like
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Everybody could karaoke, but how do you sound on the studio mic?
Yeah,
Is
that's true.
that's true. Because
I
like,
hate the sound of my voice.
Me too. I
hate
can.
the sound of my
I
voice,
can never
man.
get over
that's,
it.
that's when they like, was it mix and master? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think master is more difficult, right?
I don't know.
Mixing and mastering, yeah. It's like mastering, mixing is like you're mixing the vocals to make sure that the vocals are more full, more warm, right? And then mastering it is when you make sure that the beat or the instrumental is not higher than the
Like
vocal.
they're aligned.
Yeah.
You know, so like that way it's they're equal.
Oh, so
Because
there's
like
a point for it.
yeah, so because if there's certain songs where like some people like they didn't master it right, where the vocals are a little bit lower than the song, and it sounds really off.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. See, I want to be like a Snoop Dogg. He just tries everything. So maybe I'm gonna
Do some
try-
reggae.
Yeah, some do some wrestling too. You know what I'm saying? Start cooking on a cooking show or shit.
Hey, to be honest, you could probably braid your hair.
Yeah, I want to.
I've told him before. Yeah.
I want to. I want to get that done before I cut this off. You know.
That'd be dope.
Wait, you're going to cut that off?
I don't know yet. I've been having mixed feelings about it. I've been having a lot of
Yeah,
mixed
we
feelings
talked about
it.
that in the last episode.
Yeah,
It's,
one episode we talked about it. I was like,
I feel like you're gonna regret it.
I think so too. I think so. the one of the episode we were talking about, I was telling them about like
rolling up the car.
Yeah.
window.
yeah. It was, this was one time I was driving home, right, and I had the window down, and then like I rolled it up because I was on the freeway, right. So it blow quick. It's like, what the fuck? You know?
Oh man.
That gotta hurt.
I never knew that was a thing. That never crossed my mind. Like you could get your hair cut.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy that you can understand and relate to a woman's pain.
Oh, of course, I always relate to women's pain. I watch 4 Kids by myself at night, dude.
You get it, right?
Yeah, I get it. I joke around my wife like I'm a single parent. I say that shit all the time. Just for fun, babe. But yeah,
You can apologize on the video.
yeah, no, but yeah, is there anything besides like making music that you guys are into, like a hobby maybe most people don't even know you guys are into?
Well, for me, lately, I've just been in school.
Okay.
So I'm currently pursuing my doctoral degree in clinical psychology, and I just got done getting into a assessment practicum site. And right now I am working on my clinical research project, which is like kind of equivalent to a dissertation, you know? So it'd be my research topic, and I just got done securing all my members for my committee. So it's really cool. It's actually going to be a topic on how like emerging shamanism impact like your mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have a lot of empirical research on that. So I want to be able to like open up that door so that we can start gathering more,
Yeah.
statistical data and like empirical research about how does like, shamanic illness, like, how does
Yeah.
it influence our mindset or like our mental health.
You should look into that, like with the comparative between tradition and religion.
That is one thing I want to, but I'm just trying to survive right now.
Okay.
But in the near future, yes, in the future, like I do want to study, like old age shamanism, like traditional shamanism versus like new age, So
You think this is across the board with like other cultures too?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of other ethnic backgrounds, they do have like different spirituality, you
Yeah.
know, and really similar to shamanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, like Native Americans, they have shaman,
Right.
and like I think even the Jews and you know other like different like race and ethnic groups, they do have their own like kind of style of like you know shamanism or like other spiritual like practices that they practice. So I think that across the board, like everybody does practice some form of spirituality. But then I think with the Hmong people, like we've been doing it for generations, but we just don't have like any kind of like you know statistical data to support,
Right.
or like we don't have any kind of empirical research you know that's out there that we can refer to.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's harder for the old folks to like talk about it and tell us about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's because like the Hmong people, right? The Hmong people, we came from a long line of like us getting genocide. So like everything that was kept was secret. Like even our
Oral.
pandao, like
Oh yeah. Yep.
so like like everything that we have right now was like basically all kept because it was secretly put into messages. And the elders, they're still like used to that, like keep it to ourselves, let's not
Don't tell too much.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't believe, I mean, I do understand that to a certain extent, certain things should be kept to ourselves. But I truly believe that for the next generation, like, the next future generations, that it's very crucial that we implement a foundation, and like, especially in the national, bây tôi nhớ tới chuyện cả nó gì, like, bây giờ tôi sẽ lùa là chỉ cho bao lùm mong na,
Right.
so là tôi chỉ bao là khởi đầu bây giờ cánh cử na yo.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing I'm very passionate about is like, okay, shamanism is always evolving, and
Right.
we need to be able to like provide support for them in a way, like, and also be able to like incorporate like even how do we balance between like medical, Western medical treatment and like mental health professional services and also like traditional, like spiritual, practices, right? How do we incorporate all that and how do we like kind of balance that? Right, so that's one thing I'm really like passionate about studying, and like also be able to support the next generation of like Hmong youth, so that because right now a lot of them are having a lot of like mental health crisis, and a lot of like suicide in the community. So
I noticed like across like all culture, religion, race, like there's been like a spiritual awakening. Like a lot more people, they're more spiritual now too.
right.
That's what I noticed a lot. Especially in our Hmong culture, there's more like rising shamans.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Which is, to me, it's like, what's gonna happen?
What's going on?
What's going on? Why is so many of us? But I don't know. Like, do you have an idea? What's your guess? What's your guys' guess about that stuff? Like just the whole rising. Like, why is there so many rising shamans?
You want to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I believe that like there's a need because like humanity is like evolving and like we're facing like a lot of crisis with like humanity too. So the spiritual side, they are really like predicted all this, and they are really like having a lot of the humans to go through like awakening to like kind of address those crises, and just kind of like just with the ratio of like actually out of 10 people, like how many people do actually rise as full-fledged shamans, the ratio is actually very low, Yeah, it's actually pretty low. Like I would say out of 10 people, like, I mean, don't quote me, but I'm saying just based on like my own like experience and what, kind of working with people in the community. But like, 10 people come, like I've been doing, we've been shamans. I've been shamans for about, what, 5 years now? In him 4. So like, we've been working with like, clients, and sometimes it's like you see like maybe out of 10 people who actually morning now, like maybe only 3 rise. Yeah, just because there's just so many factors that kind of come to play, that like barriers, right? Barriers that affect their journey, maybe like, okay, finances, or like, oh, I don't have a house of my own, like to Chakaluta, or like I don't have a seafood, like how do I find one? Or like, oh, seafood is not compatible with me,
Right.
Yeah, or like I'm blocked, like I can't communicate with my guides, so.
Like my take on it is like this, like we're getting into like the mainstream era, right? So like everybody's busy, right?
Yep.
How often do you guys get together?
I see this guy every weekend. But no, it makes sense because
Yeah.
we don't see each other too much anymore.
Yeah, because so if you're your own shaman, right?
Yeah.
Then that means that you don't have to go ask another shaman for help.
I'll just figure it out myself.
Yeah. So things like that. Because in this modern day era, we really don't have time. Time is like a commodity now.
Okay, all right. You just connected dots for me why we got so many shamans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
that
think,
makes sense too.
Yeah, just to add on to that, I think it's because of the whole someone was mentioning the whole mental issues that's happening
Yeah.
with our Hmong culture too. Even with that, it's dude, it's because you're not following what we're telling you, and and that they're starting to realize, oh my God, this is my awakening. This spiritually,
Yeah.
we're always having that mental spiritual battle,
Right.
So I think that's the reason why the people are starting to realize, at least for me, that's what my understanding is. Oh shit, this is the path maybe I need to walk a little
Right.
bit,
And sometimes people just because you walk it doesn't mean that you'll pass all the trials.
Yeah.
That's the problem
Yeah,
too.
definitely. Yeah.
So
You gonna say something?
I forgot. Oh, yeah. Fuck you, Casey.
this dude.
Go on, man.
I think I was listening to I do at work. I all I do is just YouTube. So I mean it's not all I do, but I was listening to a video, and I guess from to add on that the person I was listening to, he was saying the older generation that they're passing away, and it's time for the new ones to come in.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of the older generation, especially during COVID times. Oh yeah, a lot of the older generation they passed away, or they're passing away right now.
Yeah.
So we are kind of hitting a peak where we're starting to need more rising shamans, to address whatever crisis we got going on. On top of that, we got the political climate, and we got I don't know global warming. So and just all sorts of crises. So
even with that, just because there is no, cut that out. I don't know.
He was trying to be Uguay, okay? He was trying to be Master Uguay. See, look.
I saw all three of us. We were folding into it.
See, you're
You about to
rubbing
say
off
some shit right now, man. Oh my God.
You're rubbing off of him, Justin.
So indebted to you, man.
This is why me and him are opposite. Cause he be trying to be Master Uguay, okay? And I be calling him out on his bluff.
It's okay. That's me too. That's me too.
Yeah, you
Dude,
gotta
I
pay
was
attention.
focused. I'm not gonna lie. I
I
was
know.
focused. Hey, it's okay. I do it all the time on this podcast, bro.
Blank.
But
I thought you gonna say some shit. Like,
I know.
yeah, that's some
on.
shit.
I was, and then it blinked out.
Maybe
Dude,
you
that's
weren't
me.
supposed to say it.
They know how I am, dude. I'm like that all the
Benson
time,
does
bro.
all the time.
All the
Johnson do
fucking
that.
time, dude. Look, hold on. Hey, let's take a quick break because I gotta go use the restroom
Me
too. So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, we back. So we were talking about shaman stuff, right? So let's go off of what we were just saying.
Yeah, we were saying about how Jim likes to deny that he's a shaman.
I don't deny.
no comment. Just no comment.
How he likes to talk about music, but he likes to deny that he's a shaman, and I like to promote that we're shamans. The reason is because we were talking earlier about we have a nonprofit. It's called Visionari Luminous, and that's a nonprofit that I oversee, which we do a lot of free events for the community, and just kind of we educate and increase awareness about cultural healing, so shamanism, and also about how it impacts our mental health, and also we do have a lot of experts who come and talk about mental health, from a cultural context. So I think that is very unique. It's very different. There are a lot of different organizations out there that talks about mental health, but I
Right.
think ours is specifically very unique because we cater more towards about like the cultural, influence, right? And like shamanic, practices and traditional like healing and also holistic wellness, new age, and also like traditional too. So kind of just trying to like have a balance between both.
Right.
So one of our upcoming event, like I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
is April 26th. So
April 26th.
we'll promote that. We'll have a flyer out, but it's free to the community.
Yeah.
It will be focusing on family wellness, just because we do know that there's like a lot of like stigma, in
Right.
families too,
Right.
especially when you have maybe your kids might be going through mental health crisis, and maybe it might be related to like like what we're talking about, like spirituality, but then like maybe like parents don't understand how to help them, or like they don't know how to help them.
Right.
So we want to be able to provide that education and also increase that awareness.
Cause I know someone who like went through a lot of like macho and stuff, and like the parents, they, I guess, and I think most people, I wouldn't just say the parents, but it's kind of like it's we know of it, but then we don't think much of it, and I'm sure it's more than that. So it's
Right.
important for us to know, especially with our culture, our religion, what we believe in, everything. It's important to know that it could be something more than just what you think it is, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think like gone are the days, I would hope, that like when you have a bad dream and you go tell your parents that I have a nightmare, and your parents are like, oh, like to me, I've been told that a lot by my own parents, even though my dad, he was like, growing up, he's a shaman.
Yeah.
But like a lot of times they will like just kind of, push things under the rug,
Right.
just because like just I hate you, like
Yeah.
you're too young to understand, right?
Yeah.
But like nowadays, like I try to be very like transparent, because
Yeah.
like I feel like even as kids like, or youth, like they should know all these things,
Yeah.
because they're very real.
Right. Right.
Yeah, come on, Joel. Like it's not just because no much emotional.
Right.
It's because you're maybe it is actually a spirit like sitting on you.
Right. Think about that. I wonder if y'all got a story. I'm sure everybody got a story, but that
Are you gonna tell your grandpa?
I'm gonna tell. I was thinking about like two. I had two in my head.
Ooh,
So like, it has nothing too crazy.
love scary stories.
Mine's is not that. You don't?
I hate scary. You know me.
Come on, man. You got some.
So
You know what I
fun.
mean? So this is another thing that I want to try to like incorporate into like the podcast more too.
I
ain't
love
tell y'all
it.
yet.
That's cool.
But at least like a little scary story, because we're Hmong. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got that shit all the time.
It's
Before you
part
say
of
that,
us.
bro, if you ever like get into like any issues with like haunting and stuff like that, just give me a call.
Especially you. Especially you. There's one time,
She loves it,
bro. This one time. This is one
I
time.
love it. I love haunted houses too.
Okay, well, this is one time.
bro. No, it's not a joke, for real. For real, like just call us. We'll come help you.
I'm laughing, but yeah, they'll help you, dude.
This guy.
But no, this is one time. This is one time. We were done. This is in the beginning of when we first moved here, right? And then the episode, I know you remember. We were sitting here. We were telling the scary story that one time during Halloween and
Halloween.
shit. You remember?
Yeah,
It was
which one, though? We told a bunch.
I know we did. There's a reason why we won't do it Halloween too. I would love to, but I personally just want to be careful about things and how I say things, because I realize it could open stuff. You get what I'm saying?
We clowned a lot that day.
We talk a lot of shit.
You should go watch that episode.
Hey, you should invite us.
Halloween?
Yeah.
Halloween? Okay, I'll get y'all on Halloween.
Yeah.
But then there was a whole month where we just tell a scary story and we're clowning and we're just saying stuff maybe we should have said, But we were telling this one story or something and we were clowning, and then in the beginning, my room down here, my studio / basement, it wasn't this setup like this. It was really empty. It was just the table, the mics, and the chairs. That was it, basically.
Yep.
It was really empty.
Yeah.
So we had my small little cooler back here.
It was dark.
It was pretty dark, yeah. We had my small little cooler back here, and then I had just like a little small light on top just to like shine the background, just to like make some,
Kind of like shadowy.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to like contrast us from the background. And so like we were saying something and we were talking shit, and then you know.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
That sounds fun.
And I remember Casey specifically. He was looking at it, and he looked at me. He was like, you know what I mean? He was like, bro, you know, that's the look I remember. He was looking at me. You know what I mean? I was like, the battery just died. You know, so I didn't think much of it. But that night, you remember, you went home.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's car died on the fucking freeway. You know. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, it was like that, bro.
Yep.
Ooh, give me chills right now, bro. You know,
I mean,
so,
like, look, I'm not gonna say much, but like, definitely, like, you should try it. Like, I walked through the cemetery by myself.
when I walked through the valley of death, shadow of death. No, yeah. But I hear that's the thing too. Like, you gotta be careful, and you gotta. That's what I hear.
It's Shalom.
Shalom for a lot of stuff, you know.
Like I just want to reiterate. I don't get scared. I just don't like it, and I know it opens doors. So I'm like, I'd rather not even
test it.
Bother it, test it, yeah.
So when stuff do happen, like when that happened, I was like, nah, man, that's not it, dude. You know, like I didn't, you know. And then I got home and I was like, oh fuck, you know, I started freaking out.
Yeah.
That's when I freak out.
That, like, avoid it.
Yeah, avoid it
As
completely.
much as
Yeah,
possible.
like looking the one, and I was just like, and Vincent was like, oh yeah, that's just a battery. I'm like, all right, let's keep it like that. You know, like, keep it like that. You know,
No, we cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
take a look. I
we
threw up. Oh
Well,
man,
cool.
I must have left the light on. You know, like,
Bad luck. It's a bad luck case guy. That's it. It's a bad luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Logical.
just chop it. Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Like-
it's like you share that you caught it or anything like that, but like to me, I the reason why I do say like I do love like haunted houses and things like that is in those challenging cases. It's just because like I don't know, I have Cornane that really likes it. Like hypes them up. Like I feel super excited. I get adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
And like I think like it's also because like so everybody has their own mandate, you know, and some of my guys they're like that's our mandate. It's like we go and we do a lot of house cleansing, and like you know we deal with a lot of cases like that. So I've helped like a lot of numerous clients with cases like that, and also like to me like we don't like it when spirits like bully people, you know, and just because they have the power to like and spirit like humans cannot see them, that it doesn't mean that like they can just bully people,
Right.
So we do believe in like a system, a system, and that you follow like certain rules, right, and regulations. And so the spiritual side, they have their own rules, and human side too, so everybody should like kind of coexist, like in a peaceful manner. So you talk to like
But there are some people that do that.
yeah, some people they do. Yeah, which we don't encourage it. But like but it's like okay, if I have a client who comes up to me but like, oh, I'm scared of sleep, I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Or like, oh yeah, like I've had some clients where like I have to deal with the house because they be hearing like slamming doors, they be hearing like people just
Like spiritual things.
yeah,
that actually
spiritual
mess with you,
things, like paranormal things. So I'm like, all right, yeah, they be scared, like and so sad because a lot of people, they actually run from their home, like they. And then they just like get out of the house and
completely just
completely leave the
Yeah,
house.
no, we had a
Yeah.
married couple that actually came to us, and like their house was really haunted, and like they'll hear like that spirit got really really like comfortable with them, like you'll hear him like her walk up steps, slam doors, like, and so no backstory, right? So how he came to own a house was because there was Hmong people living in it, but he was single at the time, right? And the Hmong people was like, "Hey, you want to buy our house?" And he's like, "Yeah."
They did him dirty.
He's like, "Yeah," right? So, but like his like the stipulation was, we'll sell it for you cheap, but you gotta give us 45 days to move out. So they slowly started moving everything to the garage, and they're like,
But
"We're
not
gonna
the
move-"
furniture,
Yeah.
just like the small items, like the personal
So
belongings.
they moved everything to the garage,
Yeah.
and like they left the couch, right? And then they asked him, "Hey, do you like this couch? It's pretty new. Did you want it?" And
Like,
the
we'll
dude's
just
like-
leave it here for you.
The couch you already got me.
You know,
already.
like, cause the guy, he's a single guy, you know, he's a
So
single
I'll
guy,
be
so
like that too. Like, oh
yeah,
shit.
he don't know.
But
He's
that's
like-
the deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he took the couch, he like took the beds, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And like later down the road, he started hearing stuff.
Yeah.
And he got married. And then his wife started hearing stuff. And then like it gradually like I got worse and worse and worse, right? And then somehow she found us.
Well,
and
they
then,
went through like 2 or 3 shamans.
Oh,
Yeah, like and like they said that like those were like more like traditional shamans, and like they kept saying, "Oh yeah, we solved the problem," but then the problem was never solved.
And from my understanding, it's like every shaman see it from another angle, right?
Yeah.
I mean the thing is like they are more traditional, ancestral, so
Okay.
the way they do things is a little different for
Yeah.
how New Age shamans do.
Right.
So we're more like New Age. We do have some ancestral guides, but like we're more predominantly like newer age.
Okay.
So it's we do things differently. And she was like, yeah, I went through like 2 or 3 shamans. They told me the problem was fixed, but I kept hearing stuff. I kept hearing people like looking at me, and I keep feeling people looking at me, and I kept like hearing like some people using the bathroom or whatever, right? Paranormal stuff. And yeah, sure enough, like we had to go and help them. Yeah.
But like, for us, like for me, I don't like force. So like, it's like this. If you believe in it, believe in it. If it works for you, it works for you.
Right.
Do whatever works for you. At the end of the day, like I'm not the one going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
do
it's
you?
just
Like,
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I ignore a lot of my. Oh, sorry. That's why I ignore a lot of my stuff. Like, I mean, I've lived in a house before where it was like haunted. I told you about it at my sister's.
no,
place.
wait. We about to tell some stories in a second here.
Your episode.
Yeah.
We about to tell some stories. They never heard it before.
Oh,
so-
okay. All right.
I have a question. Can you guys explain the 3 types of shaman? The 指认指宗, the Ning Saw, and Ting Sha.
我唱的哦。
There's
Well,
more.
I
There's
mean,
a
yeah, there's
lot.
more, but those are
Yeah.
the main 3 that mostly a lot of people talk about.
Yeah. So like Name Zizong is more like the ancestral type, kind of like the traditional. Yeah, so it's like like the Tihodu, right?
Like your
Yeah,
grandpa.
like grandpa, So those are more like Name Zizong, but then like Name Ting Sha is kind of more like kind of Name Ho Sha, but it's like a different branch. Yeah, yeah.
So is that New Age?
Yeah, more new age. Yep. And then like it's like Ning Saw is like lightning. Lightning.
That's the red. Supposedly that's me.
Yeah,
the red,
yep.
that-
Yeah, so like
like
you're
red.
basically like blessed by the way
草字salao. Yeah.
And for those who don't understand Mo, what's that?
Yeah.
dragons, the lightning dragons.
Lightning. Yep.
Yep.
我見到有頭嘛，因為你就 older generation 嘛，你好多個面呢。
Yeah.
Yeah, 你邊年嚟，有邊年嚟，你上年嚟，你要面用對，你冇冇個面啊？有你邊年咗。I know because I had to do that before for an auntie. And like, yeah, so they ask for like your breast milk because they use that, they can drink breast milk because you know how the folktale or, that like, we cannot like hokomi or something hoshitokomi or
That's
whatever,
the
right?
folktale,
Yeah, but only there's them shamans who has that branch. Then
they could do
yeah,
that,
they
yeah,
can,
yeah.
yep, hotokomi na. Mo yellow to then they're like, yeah.
Interesting.
You want to test this theory?
No.
Why not?
That was a quick no.
He said, nah.
First of all, ew, breast milk.
But I need to. I told you how I
I
am.
mean, you. I'm pretty sure you ate some when you were small.
Yeah, I mean, when you're small.
Like, more of that. No, man.
Now?
More of that. What? Oh, no,
He
I'm good.
avoided for real.
I'm good, man. For real. Anything happen, like, that's just my head, man. I ignore it for real, bro.
Okay, so speaking about that part, so just to tell a story, at my old house in Frogtown, this
Woo, Frogtown.
Frogtown got it. I know this. I have a TikTok video. There's a TikTok. I got a little TikTok clip, and the homegirl. Yeah, that's your house. Just to let you know, man. That's our house. I'm not gonna lie. But okay, it might just be us. But there was this one time where I was sleeping in the living room, right? And then I crashed on the living room, and then my grandpa and grandma's room was on the main floor too, And so like this one time, I woke up, and then from my angle, it's the living room and that open room from the front door. And when I woke up, I was facing that open room to my grandma and grandpa's room, right? And all of a sudden, like, and then I saw a shadow stand up from where the closet in my grandpa and grandma's room was, you know. I showed you, and ran right past me. As soon as I saw it stood up, I closed my eyes already, right? I was like, fuck that, I ain't watching this shit, yo. And then it ran past me, ran back, ran past me, ran back. It kept doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I finally got out of that, macho, huh?
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, sleep paralysis. That's the word I was looking for. I went straight to my grandpa because my grandpa's a shaman too, and I told him about it. And then being, the elder generation, oh, it's nothing, dude.
Right.
It's fine. Just go to bed, I was like, God damn it. I just told him he ain't doing nothing about it. He's a shaman, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What good are you for?
Yeah, I was sick. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, fuck it. And then walk my ass upstairs and go sleep, right? And then like, my grandpa came out and he was like walking around. He's like, doing his chanting and stuff. I saw a day everywhere. He'll do where he drinks the water, he spit everywhere. And for those who don't know, that's just like basically holy water, just a blessed place and stuff. And then he came upstairs, and I heard him coming upstairs too. I was like, what the fuck is Grandpa doing, yo? And this is my first time seeing him doing it. And Grandpa was right there. Right over my face, Right all over my face. Like, all right, it had to be done, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Hell.
I was like, okay, it had to be done, So that's one story I have. I mean, I got a few. I mean, back in the day, there's a time where I was like downstairs in my room and, the door open. I didn't see nothing, but as soon as something came up to the bed close to me, I could see like imprints of like as if someone you get what I'm saying? And, when I woke up, the door was closed. Most of my story is just macho,
Damn.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of people's kind of like experience, you get what I'm saying? So that's just one of my stories.
I mean, but
Okay.
one night I went out, hang out with my boys, and then we came back. I came back home, and it was late. It was probably like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I got in the house, and then because I slept in the living room, so like I went and knocked on the living room, right? And then the back of my eye, I saw like the corner of my eye, I saw like a shadow come. And then I pushed it off. And I was like I got mad and I pushed it off, right? And then I woke up and then I walked around the house looking for it, and it went to like luce.
Yeah.
And then like after that, throughout my whole life, I've never gotten like nothing mess with me anymore.
So that one time you got rid of that shit and nobody fucked with you.
Yeah, same with me too.
Yeah.
I've only got sad at one time.
I got
my whole
one.
life.
I got one. I mean, same category too. This was back when I was still in the Marine Corps, and I was living with my friends, and the wife was a shaman, and I guess that night we were talking about like spirit shit, like ghosts, and I guess you know.
Talking
Yeah,
shit.
I was hella talking shit.
Talking shit.
And then I went to sleep. But then the other buddies, they were sleeping over too, so I kept my room open, like cracked. And then I went to sleep first. So then I remember sleeping on the bed, right? And then all of a sudden I heard the door creaked open. I thought it was my buddy. But then I tried to move, like I tried to stand up and look at him. But then I was like, oh shit, I can't move.
Ooh.
I can't move. So then I heard the door like open wider and wider, and I felt the bed like someone's, like if you step on the bed, you know how it tilts, and I felt the first step, and I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
And then I felt the other step, and I was like, oh fuck. And then I felt like a presence coming closer and closer to my face, and I was like, damn. Just let me die. I'll take it. Fuck it. So I just stood still. I just accepted the fate. But then,
Like karma.
yeah, I was like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck no more. And then all of a sudden, I just moved. And I was like, oh shit, I'm running out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just ran out to the living room, which the wife was still awake. So I just came and sat on the couch. And she looked at me. She was like, something happened, huh? I'm like, yeah.
Guilty.
Makia.
Looking guilty as hell, huh?
And then she was like, nah. And I was like, fuck. At that time, I was still in the like denial stage. Like I didn't really care about it.
Yeah.
Like Hmong culture and
I mean,
all that.
I do have to admit, like, people will be in denial stage until, like, they actually experience it.
Right.
I don't know. I still keep ignoring mines. Like, so my story is about when I lived down the street from your cuz.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in a blue house, and then it's like I would tell you like the experience we had on there is that I had my niece, right? She was like a baby. She was like probably like 4 or 3.
Okay.
She was playing with her friend, and then all of us was like, oh yeah, she just has an imaginary friend. And then one day, like my sister, her sister, my mom, my sister, her mom, was like, hey, who's your friend? She's like, oh, yeah, my friend. She's like this, and she went like she dragged her face down, like, ooh. And my sister was like, oh my god, and stop playing with that friend.
Your niece?
Yeah, my niece. She's like 3
That's
4.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, your little kids are creepy.
Yeah, my niece went like that, and then my sister freaked out, and they moved out, and then I remember I was living there with my dad, and then this was back when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So and then I always heard like a girl running up the stairs because the basement, how the house is built, that the basement is like a circle. So you walk up the stairs from the basement, and there's a kitchen, and then you walk up another pair of stairs that's upstairs.
Okay.
So we used to sleep in the basement, and I used to hear a girl running upstairs, like little girl footsteps, running really quickly upstairs. You know.
I'm not gonna lie, like those circular stairways are
Yeah,
creepy too
yeah.
already.
So we used to hear like the steps all the time, and I always ignored it. And then finally, my 2 buddies, my 2 buddies, my closest 2 buddies,
Yeah.
they came and they like, friends crashed at each other's house,
Yeah.
They came, they slept in the basement with my room, it's like a big ass basement like this. So I just slept, and then they kept hearing the little girl run up and downstairs, and they're like, hey man, what's your brother doing? He keeps running up and down, And I was like, just ignore him, man. He's probably grabbing a snack in the kitchen,
Yeah, that's a chai
yeah, but I do, So.
Dang.
So
Imagine they're listening to this podcast and they're like, dang, you lied to us.
they know now. They know now. I told them like a month later, and they started freaking out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then like I guess one day when we were like really drunk, right? And then again we were at my dad's house, and then my buddy we were smoking outside, and then he told me that he smoked and he blew a smoke, and he saw the smoke go and hit somebody's face.
Ooh.
And it like really went over like someone's face, and you could see the shape. And he just went. Threw his cigarette away, went inside. he didn't tell me about it until the next day. Yeah, because I told you we ignore it completely, and then so one of the rooms downstairs in our basement has a hook that locks for our like door, and you gotta turn the handle to open it, but it's a hook that locks, keeps it closed. So then one time we were sleeping downstairs, and then we heard it go clink clink, and the door slowly opened up. And then my buddy's like, holy shit, the door's open. They all jumped on me. And I was sleeping on the couch like, dude, just ignore it, man. Nothing won't happen.
Just act like you don't know.
Yeah.
Just act like you don't know.
Ignore it to the max, dude.
It's just Casper, bro.
Yeah, so then we just slept with the light on.
I do encourage people, like, definitely seek help.
Does that house still exist?
Yeah, I think it's still there. They repainted it white. Yeah.
Okay.
But you guys don't live there.
We don't live there no more. No.
I definitely do encourage people to seek help. Nowadays we have a lot of like different like new age shamans too, and even some ancestral shamans, and who are very gifted and talented in what they do, and they can help assist. And the reason why I say that is just because I feel like we don't have money to keep moving to a different house, or like even like okay, some of these spirits maybe they're seeking help too, and they're wanting help, and they can't move on from wherever like their their cycle, right? Their cycle, whatever tragedy that they experience, with their death, and they're stuck there. So, a lot of times, like, to me, like, I do have empathy towards these spirits.
Right. I used to believe that too, you know. But then you never know. Like I saw, well, like the movie, was it Annabelle? Right?
Annabelle, I love
Yeah,
Annabelle.
with the demon stuck in the
Yeah.
little girl, the little doll, and he
Yep.
lied. That
There
he was
are
a-
some. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So then I remember, and I thought back to that house I was telling you guys about, and I was like, the girl that was playing my niece, the one that ran up the stairs, downstairs, like, that could have been a demon. I'm
Yeah,
glad I
they
ignored
know
that
they
shit.
very well
Like,
could be.
I ignored that shit, you know?
Yep.
So like,
I didn't give a fuck.
so how demons are made is like through like years of like being alone.
Oh, yeah, torment. Yes.
Yeah, Earthbound too, and
Yeah.
no, they very well could be. I think to me, like one of my greatest, like I'm very fortunate to be an empath. It's because like, and I'm an energy reader, so like to me, it's like energy. I feel like my number one motto is like energy never lies. Because it really never does. Even when humans or even like when demons can like be like, very conniving, or like they can disguise themselves, right? But then like their energy will always give them away.
Yeah. So, I mean, us, I totally ignored it. Didn't want to deal with it.
You're like, oh, not my
See, it's
not my
like,
specialty.
yeah, like Chitanku, I don't bother
Yeah.
them, you know?
No, then that is the rule.
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
rule, yeah. So like they don't bother me. I'm like, they ain't doing nothing to me.
Right, let's talk
Yeah.
okay, so be it.
So I always just like I always chose to just ignore it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that
That's
is
when they
very
start
wise.
messing with you. That's what's the problem.
Yeah, when they start messing with you, then yes, you
Yeah.
have a reason to
Yeah.
mess with them back.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't really care, but at the same time, I was never scared because I've always like, to me, I think I told you guys is where I've always see things, but I've always ignored it. Yeah, like I used to see like shadows all the time. And
I
I don't. Yeah, yeah. So I don't. I just ignore it. Yeah. Like, go on, man. I was saying like I used to hear people say like whisper my name, like my buddy in my ear, and I used to go, "What? What'd you say?"
Did you hear elders just say don't answer?
And then no, yeah, I know. I would turn
Yeah.
to my friend.
Oh, okay.
And I go, "Hey, what'd you say?" He's like, "I didn't say nothing." I'm like, "All right."
He good at that.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Yeah, like every time where we've hung out before,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
said that to you, like, "Hey, did you say something?" He's like, "No, I didn't." I'm like, "All right." Just like,
Ignore it to the max, dude.
No, but like I think that it's like stuff like that. Like I said, like I think a lot of spirits they are seeking for help.
oh yeah, I get
think
that.
so, too.
Like I said, I just don't ever want to like. I don't have the gift. Oh, I don't
Right,
have the,
you're not in that. Yeah,
Yeah, like.
in that area.
Don't say you
of
don't
helping.
have the gift.
Well,
say you don't have the knowledge.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowledge. I don't have the knowledge to like do the things that they do, and I don't even know if I want to. Like, not that I'm scared. It's just I don't know. Like,
Right, and you shouldn't.
yeah, I don't know.
Just
So-
an advice.
Yeah.
If you're not a
So that's why I've
shaman,
always chose to.
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do
If
it.
you don't know what you're
that's
doing.
exactly what I'm saying.
Yep.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Exactly.
How can I help you when I can't even help myself?
Like, this whole time we talk about this stuff. There's one I was debating, but it kind of like put two and two together based off of like the story you said and just like how you guys said it too. It's like there was this one house that I lived in, and like it feels fine. Nothing happened, and then all of a sudden like there's little stuff that happens here and there that I would notice, and people notice. Like my brother would notice, but he doesn't say nothing, because he doesn't try to think much about it too, And there's this one time my kids, they were playing, in the downstairs side, and I was taking the dump. I was taking a dump upstairs, and then they ran up the stairs, and they were like, telling me that like they were playing with their toy cars and stuff, the Hot Wheels stuff, the whole play set and stuff. And all of a sudden, like when they were doing their own thing, one of the toy car rolled down the track, And then, that's when they freaked out and they ran upstairs and they told me about it. And they were young. They were like probably like 3, 4.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And, they told me that it definitely spooked me out. I was like, okay, it's just me and the kids. It's fucking weird. All right, something's up. To me, if my kids feel some type of way, and I think this is important for all parents to know too, and this is something like I didn't grow up like, with my parents acknowledging, in my opinion, like, oh, something might be up. is that like if your kids feel some type of way or like they have an experience like this, it's important to acknowledge it, that it could be something, especially in our Hmong community, right?
Right.
And so like, you know, they cried, they were freaking out, and they told me about it. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then, you know, later on when stuff kept happening, you know, like garage door opening or like door shutting or something like that, you know, eventually we had to sweep the house, right? Just do cleanse and stuff, you know. I had them look into it, and what they told me, they didn't say much, but it gave me the idea of that, like, there was a kid in the house that, I don't know, passed away or whatever, but it was that kid was in the house, you know. So to me, it's kind of like, maybe like you guys saying, this kid might have been just seeking something, you know. You know, you know, this is what he saw, was that like it was some kid that was in the house, and then all he wanted was like, you know, I don't know that much about it, but supposedly all he had to do was like give it. He told me go buy a lollipop, you know. And so I was like, all right, I'll get a lollipop. I got it, and then more. I don't remember exactly what we did, but we took it outside, and then you know, I think so. Yeah.
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 That's the traditional way of doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
No.
Abandon.
Yeah.
You go abandon them. You lure them and you abandon them.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a
here you
sad
go.
way.
It's like, this is your new home now.
Right. And so, like, basically what he did, or she did, was that, like, just to, like, get it out of the house, right? And so my thought is kind of like, now that we talking about it like this, is like, this kid was in this house stuck, lonely, possibly, and, you know, it was just trying to communicate with us, the family.
Yep.
And so when it did that, it freaked us out.
Yep.
But then when we looked into it, you know, it's a lost child. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm feeling. Like, I'm feeling kind of like emotional now. That I think about it. Like, damn, that's crazy to think about it. And you know, it got out of the house, and now everything's fine. But to me,
Well, everything's fine for you.
To me, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I'm fine. Like we got this child out of the house.
But where is that spirit child? Like, you know?
That's
Yeah,
true
but,
too.
like, you know, like the bad thing about doing stuff like that is that like
I don't agree with things like
like,
that.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
like the people who don't know, right?
And
imagine if like you took that thing and you put it in a forest somewhere, and then
Right.
Somebody
goes
goes
there.
and take it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of time put the
Now
bowl
they're
on
gonna
Hmong
get
people.
hot.
Hmong elders, they used to do that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they are like, có mua, ít có lại, vì sao vì sự chỉ là tại có mua lại từ giúp đi trên đó con này.
Yeah.
They like to just go abandon it, you know, in the
Yeah.
forest somewhere.
That's why the old folks, they always like don't randomly pick stuff off.
Yes.
Right, in the woods and
Like
shit.
coins
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
So you never pick
That's
up
the reason
coins
why.
too from the ground, like outside or something. And like you never just go pick up like, you know, random stuff, you know, because you can take stuff home with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why. But then like, see, that's the thing. Like I feel like that's like an endless cycle, a repetitive, you know,
right,
endless cycle. To me, like that's why, like, you know, like they always like. We believe in like Salamuna to like in the spirit world, you know, where they're no longer lingering, you know, in the human world, you know. I mean, sometimes I go cleansing houses, I'll just go boot them out, but you know, I'm just like, well, you know, whatever, off you go. But then like, you know, if it's like a spirit that feels like really need help and they are asking for help, or like if they really do need help in general, then like yes, like we'll just kind of like remove them and like take them to the spirit side.
Right.
Yeah, so they're not lingering, you know.
It did make me like, after talking about this, it did make me think about like, damn, maybe this kid was just lost and needed help or something, you know.
Yeah.
So
Might be bound to the house.
Right. So it kind of made me feel some type of way about it. Like, now that we're talking about it, I'm like, damn, that's probably the reason why. That's it. That we had these experiences.
Right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's why there's a lot of awakening in shamans. We got to break those generational curses. Talking about generational curses.
Remember, all right, don't go randomly pick up stuff off the ground.
I'll just ignore it.
Bro, it's one
Even
Not
if,
if
like-
it's money. I
Kinda-
picked up so many cash,
Dude, kinda-
but I spend it right away though.
there's been times where, you know, kids, they don't know any better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so they see a toy and they'll bring it home too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's been times where my kids did that. I'm like, where'd you get this? It's like, oh, it was right there on the ground. I'm like, nah, we ain't take that. We gotta take it back. So we take it back, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's pretty good. We could wrap it up. Do you guys have anything to say before we wrap it up though?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I know we kind of got off like another tangent, but
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
This is how
like
we
I
are,
guess to
yeah.
sum it all, everyone like stay passionate, stay hungry for like the drive and arts and entertainment. And what we have that spring invasion event.
Yes. Come to that.
Ooh,
And-
come through.
Yep, come through, and you know, make sure you secure your tickets online. It's 18 plus. Make sure we will have a lot of security there, so please no underage drinking, and no fights, please. You know,
No colors.
No
Yep,
colors.
No blue and red.
colors.
Unison does not allow colors.
Yep.
So
Clothing.
everyone out there, like no blue hats, no red hats, no solid like blue or red.
No banging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
No
just want to have a good
representing.
time, guys. Like not like we don't want like any issues. So come
Yeah.
through, come have fun, but you know, have fun and leave healthy and safely.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, real quick, I just thought of this right now. What is one thing you two would tell your younger self, knowing everything you know now?
You know, knowing everything I know now, I would be a millionaire by now.
Take the deal. Take the deal.
You tell your younger self all the shit to make a millionaire. Yeah.
Take the deal. Should have signed. Should have signed.
Fucker, take the deal.
I would tell myself to, I don't know, I guess I would tell myself to get with him when he's a millionaire. Don't have to start from rock bottom.
That's good enough for me. But okay, I think it was a great episode. You know, I just want to give you guys some flyers. Like, you guys are doing this great things where you guys bring up and coming artists to the, you know, music industry. On top of that, you guys are shamans. You guys are helping people out. You guys, to me personally, I'm just letting you guys know because, you know, like I want to give flowers to the people, my guests, and I am a type of person who likes to, you know, in my circle, I see inspiration from them, you know, and you guys really do, you know, to me, you guys are like older brothers and sisters to me,
Oh,
100%.
thank you.
You know,
Thank you, bro.
I look up to you guys a lot. Too.
We don't do much, man. We just do what we do. Try to make the world better.
Yeah, but what you guys do is a lot, you know, and I just wanted to let you guys know that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You tried so hard, and thank you so much for Raminisce podcast for having us here too.
Most
Thank you guys
definitely.
so much for you know, for coming by and, you know, doing this with us too. So,
Yeah.
No, it's fun.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
That's good. Yeah, hopefully. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I do have to clarify what you said. You said secure your tickets online. Can they buy it at the door?
Yeah, you can buy it at the door.
It'll be
but
limited.
It will be $55
Limited?
at the
Yeah,
door.
okay.
It will be limited, because we're giving first dibs to our, you know, to those who like act fast. So act fast so you can secure it. We can't guarantee that there will be tickets at the door.
Yeah, if we're at max, we're at max.
Yeah, we're at max. And if, you know, all the tickets sell out, you know, then you're done for. Pretty much. Sorry.
Yeah.
100%. Okay.
And no back door opening. Okay, we're make sure that that door is guarded.
There'll be security everywhere.
There's gonna be a lot of guards. But yeah, okay. Well, again, you know, thank you guys for coming on the podcast. You know, I think it was a fun podcast. We had
It
a
was
lot.
fun. It was so much fun.
Had a lot of fun. We learned a lot. So yeah, I think this is pretty much it. Come reminisce on the next episode. G.
Success.